Right, here's our next groupings of artifacts that someone sent me a picture, and we'll start off with this thing here, which I think is it's a clock, like maybe the innards of a pocket watch. Let me think, what is that? It's got a bit of a broken edge. That could be really old, that could be Anglo-Saxon, but I don't know. It's a fragment. This is, I think, when I saw Kurt the other day, he did say that these are some sort of a hanger. So it would have hung clothing, or you would have hung stuff off of this. We're looking at possibly a bale seal or bag seal. It could also be a token, because in the old days, that when there were shortages of money, what people would do is they would make up their own little lead tokens for a sort of spare change. This looks like a piece of something, not sure. This is a button, maybe a military button. There's something going on in there, but I will defer to somebody else's exceptional intelligence for this item. This looks like it's got a hook on one side, so it's probably something like horse decoration off of a saddle. What's this here? Zoom right in. Lovely picture. There's a head in the middle. Could be a Roman coin. Yeah, that's a Roman coin there. Look, it's a bit crusty. That's what's called a grot, because towards the end of the Roman Empire, the the quality of coinage was pretty dire. Right. So we've got a token. So this is a ARD Reading. This is a token, so it's probably in the old days, back in sort of Georgian Victorian times, what people would have done is they would have had tokens that they would give out to their employees. So if you worked on a farm, the farm owner, the landowner, would have given out tokens so that you could go down the local shop or the local pub that he owned, or she, they owned the place. So they sort of, like, it's a bit of a scam, really, that you could only spend this coinage in his pub or his shop. There's a word there, can't quite make it out, but that's what I think that is. It's a token. Right, let's go up to this one. Again, it's some sort of a lead token. I can see some letters there. Probably relates to the king or queen. And then as an animal, I can see an animal just about. Maybe a wild boar or some sort of animal. Looks vaguely familiar, so I will defer to somebody else's experience. This is probably another token that's had a counter stamp. Looks like little keys on there. Look, 4 keys, look. So it probably relates to, it could be a token, it could be a coin. And sometimes what they used to do is, if you were in a foreign climate or a foreign country and the king would die, obviously, because they happen to peg it now and again, what they would do, because they had coin shortages, what they would do is they would stamp it with particular stamps so that you would know that it's now currency of that person. So these look like keys, maybe. This is maybe a button ring, or one of those rings that they used to put on saddles for sort of decoration. Here's a Ooh, this could be an annular buckle because it's got pin marks. Look, now normally you find these things and they don't have any marks. Well, they have like file marks. So if you look at this really carefully, Mark, that's his name. That's the chap who sent me this picture. His name's Mark. You'll see that these have little file marks, but you can definitely see some grooves in there where a pin might have been come across. Right, so this is a nondescript lump. Could be a pot mend. Yeah, see that sort of bit there? This could be a pot mend. What they used to do is they would, when their pots would break, they didn't know this, but when their pots would break, a little hole in there, they would sort of put mud on the outside, mud on the inside. They'd leave a little cavity, and they would fill it with lead. Tasty. This thing here is part of a buckle. I'm pretty sure I dug these up in the past. I'm not entirely sure what kind of buckle. Where are we? This is a spectacle buckle. So it's just missing its middle pin. This here, scroll right in, look, we can see a little bird and a little serpent. So this is probably a livery button. Would have gone on the waistcoat of a sort of a servant to a sort of Georgian household. It's quite small, so it's probably going to be like maybe a cufflink button or something along those lines. Right, where are we? This is another half of a spectacle buckle, broken, I think. This is just a piece of modernish horse tack, and that one. Pass. This is maybe a Tudor button, so that's 500-year-old little button. This thing here, this is a weight. So if you've gone into sort of old households and they have those sort of like bronze or brass or old-fashioned counterweights, this would be a weight. So they'd probably inside there'd probably be little stamps. So that's what that is. It's a weight. Probably weighs 500 grams or something. This is a military button. So Second World War, I think. This is maybe horse decoration. It's quite thin looking up to the button. Now if that was Saxon, it'd be a lot thicker. So this is some sort of horse decoration. There's another button. Thimble. Here we go. This is a much better one. This is like the sort of the tokens that the peasants used to use for bartering and sort of money wise when there were coin shortages. So it's quite old, about maybe 16th, 17th century. This is a see that says 777, so there'd be a 1 there. So there'd be 1777. This is a bag seal. For when they used to, a lot of children used to work in the fields, and this is why you see the thimbles and the bag seals, because they were sewing up the bags, and then they would squash this over the bag, or it might be seeds. It could be seeds that they've what does that say? Can't read it. So it could be a bag that they've opened. A lead thing, not sure. Could be a what do they call it? Dagger chafe. That could be another pot mend. This thing here, that's a hem weight. So that would have been sewn into the hems of rich people, with their sort of flowing dresses to keep the dresses down on windy days. So it's a hem weight. Right, scroll out a bit, see if we've missed anything. Oh yeah, this lion thing. That could be quite old. You can see sort of a coppery colour there. So that could be Roman. Yeah, that could be Roman or Romanesque. As my fines liaison let me down the other day when he said that I thought my pummel was Saxon. Initially he said it looked Saxon, but when he got his pins on it, his pins, puds, when he got his puds on it, He said it was Romanesque. So this could be Roman or it could be 14th century. Right, let's have a look over here. We've got a piece of slag, so there was obviously something going on in the fields. We've got a piece of pottery, or is it a rock? Actually, it looks more like a rock. If you pick up a piece of pottery, you've got to look for it. It's got to have a curve to it, you know. It's got to have a curve to it, and sometimes one side is a different colour to the other side. These things here is pass. It looks like it had an iron pin in the middle. So there's two of them. Quite thick looking. I will defer to somebody else's comments in the comment section below. It's a bit of a spoon. This could be part of a buckle. It could be part of a brooch, like Victorian brooch. Could be part of a Tudor clothes fastener. See the little hook? So this would have been sewn onto the clothing, and you would have had a corresponding thing on this side with a little hook that would have gone through there. So that could be quite old. This thing here looks vaguely familiar. It's obviously gone on the top of something. Looks a little bit like a barrel tap. I'm not sure. You know, the plunger bit that goes into the barrel tap. It's got holes there, look, hole there. I might have to defer on what this object is. And that is a piece of pottery or lead or something. Have I done everything? I think I missed out something on the last one. Buckles. This thing here. Yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Now you can normally tell with old items. See how the surface is pitted? It's pitted there, look. It's quite pitted. And likewise, some old items can have a lovely patina. So if we've got something here, it's got a nice patina. See this here? It's got a lovely, smooth, tactile patina. You see how this, with the surface is coming off? It's newer. Older stuff tends to have like a lovely patina to it. Same with this. See how the surface is coming off? So it's not full. It's not 100%. See how the surface on this thing is rough, and these things are rough because the metal quality is not as good. And this thing here is like quite rough. That's quite a nice patina made with better quality metal. So I think your oldest thing is possibly that. Roman coin. Definitely think that's a Roman coin. Roman grot. That could be a Roman coin. What you want to look for with Roman coins. Now, normal coinage, the edges are quite square, like sort of like it's almost squared off. But Roman coins, like I think this is lead, so it's rounded because it's a softer material. The edges are more rounded, and it's more sort of a. See how this is perfectly round and this is all like misshapen. So that could be a Roman coin. I'm not 100% because it's got the surfaces coming off a bit. So yes, altogether a nice bunch of finds. So here's a lion with that figure. It looks a little bit like a lion, and you can see it's got a bit of a mane. So the mane stands right out. Well, in that figure, the mane sort of stands right out. This is a candle holder, I think it's classed as. Let's go and have a look at it. 13 to 1500, a cast copper alloy zoomorphic figure, probably a figurine of a candlestick or candle holder. Right, so that's what I think that thing is, that
So
lion.
that thing there, see the mane, look, it looks very similar.
So it could be something similar to that other medieval thing, zoomorphic figurine. So that could be really epic.